This is Postpoint sewer treatment plant. Behind there is the wildlife refuge. And these group of trees right here is Burlington Northern property. And I'm having to redo these videos all over again because it didn't work last time. And they don't like to email videos over through the mail. You can't, something like that there. Now, take a look where this ball is. See that little ball right there? That tree root going through there? That's the very edge of Burlington Northern property. That's the borderline. And here we've got a bird feeders. Now, these bird feeders here are preventing birds from shitting and pooping in the wrong place. It's keeping things nice and tidy. All right, now we're gonna go down here and now this, I gotta follow the trail down to the apple tree. We're gonna pause. Okay, this part here, there's a nice apple tree right there. This part here behind the fence is still Burlington Northern property, but it feeds into the wildlife area. There's a beautiful rabbit. And this is where we feed some birdies. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, babies. You're okay, sweetie. I'm just doing a movie, sweetheart. You're all right. You're okay, sweetie. Now, if you notice, no raccoon tracks. Now, we're going over here. And see this spot here? Those two spots, they took out beautiful rhododendrons just for spite. No raccoon tracks. Like the FOFAP monitors is trying to make people think that there's raccoons back here. And now raccoons like to play in the mud and then go play in the water to wash off. So, no raccoon tracks whatsoever. Okay, we're gonna pause. This is Post Point Lagoon wildlife area that has now become the heron habitat. In here you can see sunken ground. That sunken ground is due to the incompetence of somebody burying tree stumps in there. And now the tree stumps rotted away and all the level land that was all the way up here to the fence is gone. Rabbit habitat hutches that were put in there are gone. They were made out of plastic, corrugated plastic tubing in and outs and everything like that there. And that lagoon out there is where landing went out there about 100, 125 feet out there. This landing was about 20, 30 feet wide by about 100, 125 feet long. Went all the way out there in the lagoon. And that landing had beautiful lawn on it. It had picnic tables, 2 of them, and had apple trees, 2 apple trees planted on the side and a cherry tree on the side next to the outer fence. And it was a beautiful recreational area, but yet still disallowed access to the water. Okay, now down there was the entrance. I'm going to pause for now. Here you can see more sunken land due to rotten stumps that was underneath there. That all needs to be built back up level with this fence, except for right next to the water. It needs to maintain a grassy nook out there for the ducks to sit, rest, and feed on. Now we're getting down here to where the landing went out there. Hang on. Okay, this right here is where the landing went out. They took the landing fence out of there because it connected here and went straight out there, rectangle like. It went from here straight out over the water about 125 feet, somewhere like that. And over there was the other side of the fence. And that's about 20, 30 feet wide. Now the problem is all the bad weather, rock and rolling of the ocean it caused all that land to wash down into the lagoon. I'll show you later where it was. You can see it by satellite maps, but that's where this landing went all the way out there, same height as where I'm standing, and it was all gravel and dirt, but they didn't secure the landing with big shale rock, big chunky shale rock like they do with the railroad. They didn't protect the landing with that stuff to prevent ocean washing and eroding. So they lost it. Dumbass laziness. So, okay, now, I don't know why they put that sewer thing there. That was kind of dumb, but they did. Okay, we're going to pause it here. Okay, we're walking up to where the trail used to go around Post Point and join on to Bayview Road, and they cut it off. Too lazy to repair it, so they just cut it off. And it went around the point between the railroad tracks and Post Point Mountain there, or hill, whatever you want to call it. It was, the trail here was on creosoted logs and creosoted poles, and they went straight over to the Department of Natural Resources that's right there in the tree line. There was a Department of Natural Resources road there that it joined up to, and that DNR road went all the way around the point and joined onto Bayview or Bayline Road. And that was the fire road. In case there was a fire, they could get behind the fire and prevent it from spreading to the forest here and etc. And there's the railroad there. Now, we're going to head down here. I'm going to first show you where they put in the dog park was a big gaping hole, sunken. They filled it in with the Department of Natural Resources road back down this way. I'm going to pause. All right, this is the dog park, and I've been up in here several times before, several different times of the year, and explore all the time. And so I pretty much know the way the park used to be. Now, that dog park back there used to be a big, deep, gaping hole, sunken. They stole all the Department of Natural Resources road to fill that sucker in because they were too damn lazy to go get free gravel from the river. So, now, we're going to go back here to get back there so I can show you the Department of Natural Resources road where they stopped getting it. Okay, we're back. We are at the south end of Heron Habitat Post Point Wildlife Refuge. What you're looking at here is where they quit digging away the Department of Natural Resources road. That's the remnants left of the road. It's called a fire road. That's the remnants of it. That's what the trail went to. And the trail went all the way around to Bayline Bay Road. Now, with that being gone, part of that trail gone, they're hiking down this railroad. They're risking all their lives going down this railroad because they feel it's quicker and easier to risk their lives on that railroad, taking that shortcut, rather than going to the road that comes off Mackenzie Avenue. It comes off Harris Avenue. There's a road that goes up, but it's a lot of uphill grade. Most people don't and can't hike that uphill grade without having a heart attack. So they choose risking their life with a shortcut. And the old route that they were expecting them to use takes them 2 miles out of the way. Now, what would you choose? The quickest route or 2 miles out of your way? Okay, we're going to pause that now. Looking back, that would be just about where, underneath the highest part of that building, would be where the landing protrudes out into the water there. And I've seen many college students camp picnicking there and everything like that. They had a transparent apple tree on the entrance next to the fence, also a Johnny Gold apple tree, and a Bing cherry tree. And it provided fruit during the spring and summer. And it was a enjoyment for everybody when I come up here when I was a kid. I used to come up here all the time. I remember it quite well. And so I was just amazed on how dilapidated this has become because of, well, all I can think of is either somebody's embezzling or it's just lazy people. Okay, we're going to pause that now. Okay, I'm back here with Google Maps. And what that Google map is showing is the postpoint heron habitat. And let's see if I can find a pointer so I can show you the all right, okay, here we go again. Okay, right here is where the landing went out. Right here. Started here and worked its way out here. And you see this light gravel right here? All that light gravel? That's all washed down from the landing. Every bit of that showed the landing. That shows where the landing was. All that was washed down from the landing because it wasn't shored up with big ass shale rock. And the landing went from this corner right here. That corner right there went straight out like this. You see the bush line, tree line? It went straight out like this. Right out there. And they're so lazy, they did see how the railroad shored up with these big ass rocks? And there's nothing wrong with that railroad. But lime rock is too expensive. Shale rock is better. It'll last forever. Lime won't. Now, this right here is where the landing used to be. All the way out here. All the way straight in. And it was probably about 15, 20 feet high. And rock gravels on the bottom and dirt on top. Now, that has been dilapidated badly. Now you can see where the trail ends here. Now that trail went in here to the Department of Natural Resources Road, and that goes right along here. And that Department of Natural Resources road right here went around the point beside the railroad. Went right straight down here. And it went all the way down. It went all the way down here, the Department of Natural Resources Road, which is overgrown with trees now, and right here, and joined onto this is, I believe, the Bayside Road. Oh, it's Bayside Road. That's what it is. It joins onto that road right there. And in one of these new homes, they're right on top of Department of Natural Resources property because it turned into this road here. Yeah. This is the road that they're expecting people to walk uphill. All 100% uphill. And that is almost a mile. And then you go over here and they need to get right in here. They need to get in this area right here. They're not going to go all this way out of the way to just get there. They're not going to do that. They're going to be constantly, as they do now, go right on this railroad, risking their life to take the shortcut. So that's what I'm so concerned about, is because of such dilapidation caused that problem. And don't know the reason why. And I know it was not a shortage of funds, because Postpoint Sewer Treatment Plant, they got granted $9 million for upgrades to the plant. Not to increase its size, but to replace worn out systems. If the city and Department of Natural Resources, federal, can grant them $9 million for that, you know damn well they got plenty of money to repair the wildlife habitat back to its original state that everybody knowed and loved so well. Okay, we're gonna call that the end of the video. I did one before, but I had to erase it because it didn't do right. And of course, you can't email videos, so I have to figure out a different way to get this into the manager of postpoint heron habitat. And so I thought everybody might be interested that is around this area in seeing the video. But I don't come up too often. But when I do, I always remember the way it was. And I used to come up here when I was 16 years old. And it was a beautiful place to have a picnic, enjoy some fruit fresh off the tree, and converse with anybody. And now it just looks like a frickin' dump. Okay. You all have a good day and a good month. God bless. Bye-bye.